Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report. I want to start with a couple of Australian banks, starting with the Commonwealth Bank here on the monthly chart, and we're looking at this here as wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 here, an A and a B and a C here for wave 4. And once this is complete here, then we'll look at wave 5 moving to the upside. In this case here, we can see that we've got a very nice, long, strong third wave here, and wave 4 is still sitting above wave 1 here. But on most of the other banks, we've got this move down through here, overlapping the top of wave 1 here. So it does raise question marks about this particular count being applied to other banks, but I'm going to go with the CBA count here for the time being, because it takes up most of the index of around 9 odd percent. I haven't checked lately, but so it's it's quite a weight on that on that index, and it is looking quite nicely here as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave coming down through here. And normally in a correction we would see the A wave coming down quite sharply and then the C wave on a bit more of an angle, which we are. If we were looking at this as the third wave down coming down here as wave 1 and 2 and 3 coming down here, well then I would expect this move down here to move down quicker. And it's not moving down quicker than wave A here. So there's a good case for this here sitting on the support here of 65, which is a medium level. And we'll have a look at this section here in a moment. But yeah, this bigger picture here, and this would also be kind of in line with the US market still having to make a new high in the markets as well. So yeah, this is quite sort of interesting. If we break this down here into the weekly chart here, we've got wave 3 up here with an A wave here, B wave here, and then 5 waves down for the C wave here, looking for wave 4. So in this case here, we can see that we've got 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave here, and we're looking for the fourth wave here. With the other banks, which we'll look at Westpac, the move down through here is just straight down through here. So in Westpac we'll be calling all of this wave 1 here. So that's a little bit of a difference within this space here. Yeah, so with this here, so if we took the top of currently, if we looked at this as wave 2 here with 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 and 5, which all fits reasonably well, except wave 4 here overlaps wave 1, so that's a bit of a thing. However, just checking something else in my mind, I'll check that later, but I won't confuse it any more than I have to. But from wave 2 here, this wave 3 down here, you can see that the 38.2% retracement level is at the lower end of the band. So wave 4 would normally pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which would be here. So we can look at it in this particular space for this. And then when we move down into the daily chart for this, we're looking at well, a couple of interesting things here was, yes, wave 4 here can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree up here, but the 38.2% retracement level is here, and this rectangle here, grayed out here, is also the 61.8%, 50-60% from the move from down here to here back to here. So it causes the resistance, and also gravitating towards the number 72 here in this particular instance. One of the other things here too is from this is the low here, not this one. From this low here, we can see that we've actually got 3 waves to the upside here. So I know that this move here is corrective. It's not 5 waves because the market's already pulled back down lower through here. So we know that the move up is corrective. So when we go to, I don't know if the 4-hour chart's got, okay, so with the 4-hour chart here, we've got an A and a B and a C here for the A wave, a B wave here, and then a C wave here. I've got the wave 4 as a bigger story over here, but I don't know if that's the case either. What could occur just here is we have this ABC here for the A wave, a B wave and a C wave, and then we come straight down here from this space here. So I'm not quite sure, but this little move up through here, we need to track that. That will be in 5 waves here. So if I go to the hourly chart for this, it will look a little bit like this here. So from wave B here, we've got a clear 3-wave structure here, and then an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then we're looking for 5 waves up here into the 72 area here. I don't know if I've done that on a tick chart. Yes, I have. So the wave B here, yeah, let me just get this right here. Sorry about that. I have to double check that actually, but it doesn't matter. Either 1 or 2's in here. I have to check that. But this is the long, strong 3rd wave here. So the 4th wave here, and then the 5th wave. So from the 4th wave here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and possibly 5 here. So I don't know if there's a big deal to finish this off here into the 72 here. So we're going to watch this turn at this point here, and moving back down here with all of this, the 50-60% retracement level back down here would bring this back down into this space here. So we're either going to come to this point here and move up, or we'll be moving down from that point there. We're still looking for the US to move lower. So and this whole move here has been working in opposite to the US markets in this particular rally, while the US markets have been moving down. So we can't really use the US for pushing these banks around. We'll be able to see today the crude market, oil and iron ore are down today, from Friday rather, on that weak volume from the half-day trading in the US. So yeah, so we'll see a weaker resources for the ASX. So just go back to this daily chart here for a moment, and looking at this from wave B here down to wave C here of wave 4. As I mentioned, we've got this down as 5 waves, and then we've got back for 2 here, and then down for 1 here. So when I look at all the other banks are a little bit different in their own way. When I look at Westpac in that instance here, from the wave B up here, wave 1 is quite clear here, and ABC for wave 2 here is quite clear, and then this wave 3 here is quite clear, and then we've got wave 4 here which is clear, and then we're looking at wave 5 coming down through here. So going from wave 4 here to wave 5 here in this instance, haven't updated that chart, just go. So from wave 4 here, it's just an hourly chart. So from wave 4 we've got wave 1 here and wave 2, and then we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the 3rd one, and then we've got the A, the B and the C here for the 4th. Now the 4th wave does pull back into the price territory of wave 1 here, so it's pulled a little bit too high, but I want to stay with the count rather than breaking any rules at this particular stage. And then wave 5 has moved down through here, and then we're looking for a wave 4 bounce, which will be roughly around where it is there, I'd imagine. So from wave 4 off this current low here, 38.2%. So it will want to try and cover this gap here, but we still need to see this wave 4 play out here. So with Westpac here, there seems to still be more to play out with this particular structure here before seeing a completion of the downside here. So anyway, that's my thinking on the banks at this particular stage, and we'll move into the ASX here. So with the ASX here, I'm toying with a few ideas in the bigger picture, having wave 4 over here and moving up into wave 5 here, and in that case it was, wave 1 and 2 here, and 5 waves up for 3 here, and then looking for an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, for wave 4 finishing in here, and then moving up for wave 5 here. So our job from wave B here to wave C here is being able to count 5 waves down here. So we'll look at that in a moment. This particular 5 waves down through here could also be counted differently. It could also be counted down as wave 1 here, and then we'll have an ABC back for wave 2 and down for 3 here. Now I've got it as 1 and 2 and 3 here, but you'll see that I've also got the wave C here. There's also another complicated pattern that I'm not going to get into at the moment that can look at this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and then move up from that space. So that's also possible as well, and the only way I can find through that is once we've completed this structure down here, then we just need to monitor this particular bounce that's going to occur in this space here. So yeah, with this wave 1 here and wave 2 here, that means that we do have a top in place here of wave 5, and that's not such a silly question, because from here we've got 1 and 2, and then all the way up for 3 here, and back for 4 here, and then up for 5 here to complete this. So it's possible that we can have this as an A wave, a B wave here, and I should just configure that there as well and put that B wave in there, and so on. So yeah, so our focus is on this move down through here, and there's parts of it that I understand and some that I don't. So let's just go in and have a look at that here. Let me just get this into perspective. So this is the 5 wave structure that I'm talking about here, with wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then all the way down for wave 3 here, and wave 4 and wave 5. We have made a new low here, so it is possible that we can put this wave 5 in here like this here, but I don't think that's the case just yet. But let's go in and have a look at this. I think I might just go to, well, there's a couple of ways I've been counting this down through here, and it's kind of interesting because those 2 tops in here that you can see, a lot of the structures around the world started down on this one over here, but this one here just took the top out here. And just to show that, I'll just go to the tick chart here to bring that in and just show that still not enough in there. Just bear with me, I haven't updated this, but that's okay. So this, the reason for showing this here is just in this space here. Yeah, it's quite clear that we have taken the top out here. Oops, yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's taken out the top here, but what sort of bothered me is, as I mentioned, the move down through here in a lot of the other markets. We've called this wave 1 down here and wave 2 here. It's just that this is spiked above this particular top here, and it is significant, but it's just sort of slightly significant in the scheme of it all. So on the 1 hour chart here, you can see that it's really just sort of taken the top out here, but I kind of got to call it in as the top there. But I've been mindful that the other markets have got this here as the top, so it's a bit of a tricky one, which makes the count coming down here. If I go back to the 4 hour chart here for a moment, so if I go from the 4 hour chart, this is one way. I mean, I have to look at all the counts here, and then we've got to come up with a strategy. So in this case here, if I call this wave 4 top here, and this is wave 1 and 2 here, then this makes a nice countdown for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, a fourth wave here, which would be the current, I have to take it from that top to this situation here, that brings it in at the 38.2% retracement level. So it is possible to move down from this space down through here with all of this. But if I use that as the top there, then I'd need to count this down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and be completed here, and have wave 5 in place here already on this particular low here. The other point that this here can be is that this here would all be wave 1 down to here, and then we would have wave 2 coming back up into this space here, which would be the 50-60% retracement level coming back into here. So it would be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in here for wave 2, and then down from that point. So I'm not quite sure what we've actually got in amongst all of this here. So I have been toying with other counts. This 2-hour count here has got the count that I've been talking about, so 1 and 2 and 3 here, and the 4 here. And in fact, this one here can actually be, if you've got a different count here, this can also be sitting over here for this as well, but not that makes a big difference at this particular stage. So it brings us into this particular move through here as well. So this is being driven by the banks. So the little rally here. So we know that the banks, when we looked at CBA at 72, we know that that's kind of topping shortly, and we also know that the resources will be under pressure today as well. So this particular number here becomes quite important, the 5650. So this 5650 area through here is also and this grey box here is the 60% retracement level from this low to this high here as well. So this is where the support's going to be. So in a nutshell, you can't really short this unless you've got this space here as the resistance here. So 5620 would open up short trades to the downside. Otherwise, we need to look to the long side here. Also to the cash market, if I put this on, this is a tick 100 ticks here. If I put this on the 5-minute chart on the actual physical market, you can see that there's a really nice strong trend moving up through this space through here at the 5720 area through here, and that 5720 obviously is this particular high here. So over the US markets, we've had this this move to the downside here that can come a little bit lower here. So in a bit of a nutshell too, on the long side here, then if we took this space here and put this, let's just take it to its extreme here, let's just say that the 61.8% will come into play here, then the 61.8% retracement level is here, because it could move down here, come back to the 61.8%, and then move down from that point. So really the long trades to capture another next trend to the upside would be having long trades above this particular number here, but also taking in consideration the 5650 area here. So really we couldn't really go long unless we were sort of above this particular high here. So this would be the long side here if this was going to be the case. And also the downside trigger would also be lower to, if I just copy this here, would be under this particular space here. So I just think that we need to give it room to move, because, in the bigger picture, remember this particular move from the top here on the last one, if we take this as the top, then it counts down quite nicely as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So in that case, we would also be looking for the next resistance higher, which would be up at the 58 here. That's the 61 and 50 area through here. So it's quite possible. I can do some things on this side of the price, but I can't draw, unfortunately. But coming this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to the upside, or even the start of more of a bullish wave to the upside. So, if this becomes support here, then we'll obviously look to go long at that point there as well. So because I'm not quite sure on the count, we just need to look at a bit of strategy, and the strategy is that under 5,620, then we'll be heading lower from that point, and then above the 5.7 we'll be ending up higher from that point. Because this is pulled down through here, the Australian market on the physical side here would also need to go through that process as well. So it would also need to correct here as well. I just don't know if the resources are going to pull it down to that particular point. They are weaker, but sometimes we see the resources being strong and the banks being weak, and vice versa. So it's really important to see, once CBA, you've got ANZ of course, but once you've got CBA into play and BHP into play, then you kind of, on the open, then you kind of know where we're sort of heading from that particular point. Alrighty, I'll just leave it at that, and let's see where the volume comes in. Cheers.